International. I think they have a very interesting agenda, and on your behalf, we would like to welcome them to Continental. So, gentlemen, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you. Thank you, and a very good morning, Continental team. On behalf of Dr. Pradeep Mishra, Resident Manager, LIC International, and myself, we'd like to extend a very warm LIC/Kingstar welcome. I understand today's presentation will look primarily at the question of retirement and what products LIC offers to provide the safest and most relevant solutions to address this important period of people's lives. There's no question or doubt that the UAE government in particular have realized the value of establishing a perfect environment and thereby introducing legislation and regulations that are encouraging the retirement here in the UAE for all nationalities. Now, unlike most countries in the world, the UAE does not provide a national pension scheme. This is obviously with the exception of our national brothers. So it is up to the individual concerned to create and establish a plan for his or her own retirement. Unfortunately, however, and we all know this, there are very few individuals capable and with the knowledge enough to do so. And that is why it's up to you as financial planners to provide these individuals with a suitable, affordable, and guaranteed solution. And that solution, we believe, is the LIC International Plan. So I'll hand over to Dr. Pradeep Mishra to provide why, what, and when solution package to we all. Thank you for joining, and we look forward to an interesting session.
Thank you, Mr. Nick. Good morning, everyone. I'll share my screen and then I'll start my presentation. Yeah, is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah, fine, thank you. Okay, good morning, all my business partners of Continental. I treat them as warriors of Continental. So good morning, all of you friends. My greetings on behalf of LIC International and Kingstar, and hearty welcome. I shared my agenda last week in our huddle session that we are going to have some exciting session, and that is much need of the hour in today's world. Retirement solutions by LIC International. Before I went for the presentations, I just would like to tell all new people, because someone from Abu Dhabi must be knowing me. I was in Abu Dhabi for 1.5 years. I came down to Dubai in December this year, and for last 4-5 months now I've taken off directly head on with all the brokers to have a personal relations with me, and so that we can develop a new beginning relations. We had a couple of meetings with the top management of Continental, and we look forward. This session is going to be the new and very vibrant beginning for all of us together. So welcome all of you friends. My today's agenda in next 60 minutes, I hope everyone should stay back to next 45 to 60 minutes, because I made it very interactive. So I hope I'll add some values to whatever knowledge you have and whatever experience you have in this country for last 2-3 decades. My agenda will flow with a slight talking about my own, my own methods of financial pyramid. So I'll just give you some relevance of financial pyramid post-COVID, and importance of LIC's capital guaranteed plans. And followed after that, we'll be touching about the new popular arrivals of LIC International. I'm not going to talk on detail about all the schemes, because that I will request Mr. Nabil to give me a couple of more opportunities, so that at least we can discuss some beautiful scheme post BOT 49. My today's most agenda will be focused on why retirement planning is need of the hour. Many of you have gone through various presentations training on this topic, but in my way I'll try to give add some values of your appetite, and how the solutions of retirement planning can be provided by LIC International. So I will be talking about certain products available with LIC, and mostly I'll be talking about why LIC International will have unmatched in the market. So we'll focus on understanding its sellability and positionings, and that will be the late end of the session. So that is one of the reasons I request everyone to hold back, because that will be more important for all of you to understand. And then friends, it will be a Q&A where your questions, queries, I will try to give you the best possible answers from at my level. Friends, the post-COVID, we all are in a challenging position as of now, and it's not about only the COVID. There are challenges which has come before us after BOD 49. So, I don't want to talk on both the things as of now. Change has occurred, and we have to accept the change. We can't go back to the old era because that normal will never return, and it has been accepted by everyone in this financial industry. But we have to find the new normal, and that new normal post-COVID, which I personally see, which is going to have the new normal for us, friends. And you will agree with me on that. This world is going to be more and more cleaner. There will be more hygiene, more clean, and more, health-related infrastructures will be addressed in a better way. Apart from that, there was earlier, it was digital, means there has to be combinations of physical as well digital. But now the world is going to be 100% digital. Slightly, we can still continue the also in a not old fashion, it will be in a transformed manner. When it is digital, when it is cleaner, friends, our world also is going to be more and more competitive. But do you think that competitions will bring more challenges to us? No, friends. I personally see this competition will make you, or at least give you an indications to be different in the market, and then only you can attract many more opportunities than ever before. We are going to see plenty of opportunities. I'm sure many of you have seen how the insurance industry has grown during this pandemic last year, and the future aspirations of the customers towards our industry has also increased a lot. So we are seeing a new world, new normal, which is going to be more prosperous for us, sunrise for us, but it's not with the same way. So we have to align our supply chain. We have to align our techniques of working, and many of you have already started working, and that is one of the reasons I'm sitting in my cabin and you are wherever you sit at your comfort, and we are having everything online and to understand our communications reaches to you in fast and furious way. Hence, I see, considering the marketing part of our world is going to be mix of two things, and that is mix of art and science. Mostly when we talk about insurance industry marketing, we always believe that 80%, 90% it's an art, it's an emotions, it's just a conventional theme based on that insurance are pushed. Because insurance are not been purchased, it has always been sold by us and sold by the intermediaries. So that is slightly, it is getting a change. But if you mix the science also with your art, then I'm sure the new normal is going to be more and more interesting and will be more giving success. This new normal of art and science is, I personally believe that is the need of the hour. Is unique presentation should have the mix of an art and science. So I'll not go on much detail on this. I'll just try to highlight here. Friends, when we push insurance, it's emotions to sell is an art. But the moment you attach logic to it, when you do any closure of calls and attach logic, that becomes science. And every part of the world, logic and emotions, if you mix it together, the presentation is unmatched. So as a financial advisor, and when I give a presentations, I train my boys across the world. When I find in my training that always your training part also has to be mixed up in art and science. So today I'll also try to cover my retirement solution in these covering two parts, how the art emotions is going to help you to push the retirement solutions, and how logic to understand, make customer understand, that is going to be the science. And customers advice, in this world, what is the customer is looking for? Any consultants, any financial advisor or financial planner, they reaches to customers, they talk about the advice. That may be good advice or a bad advice. It's very, very difficult to find which is good and which is bad. It based on customers' interpretation, subjectivity of the client, biased thinking, or, when you are pushing your agenda to customers. So it's always like we have to find the dichotomy between good advice and bad advice. But you know what customer is looking for now? They are looking for a real advice. They are looking for a coach who can guide them, even if they are not selling any product, but they are there to guide us, to mentor us, to provide us and comfort level in which the proper communications of their financial planning appears. So friend, what can be the real advice in today's world? I can summarize in one chart, friends, and this is what is required in today's world, is a financial pyramid. Yeah, when I'll get a time and when I'll get interesting from you, I can take a half-an-hour lecture on this, how this distribution scientific, there is a science involved in this, how to be understood. So I'm not going detail on that, but slightly I'll tell you, this is basically asset allocations pyramid. How even one asset, like, you want to have, you like pizza, but you can't have a pizza morning, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and for 7 days the same pizza. You cannot have that. You cannot live with that. Similar things happen. And when you do continuous 7 days pizza, your health will also react. Your body will react in a different way, and you will become testless. You become sick. So similarly, when it comes to financial planning, always asset allocations also has to be a different kind of instruments. So that is how it has to be done. There is a science behind this. Fortunately, we are happy to say LIC parts in the bottom 3 part. Why? Because that is what the real financial planning exists. The protection is the ground part, which has to be broadest and strongest. After that, when it is done, then we go to the risk-free growth of instrument investments, where you find at least a guaranteed return or a low risk of investments. And then you get a growth with risk investment. So where you have, at least you take a risk, you get a gain. So like 10-5-3 formula, which generally we feel it here. So LIC International have protection, has an LIC International in risk-free growth, and very soon we are going to have a LIC's fund-based plan, and that will be the growth with risk. So we'll have everything in place. As of now, which is known in 3 decades in LIC, is our risk-free capital guaranteed plans. So this financial pyramid is what is all about, friends. If you consider me, I treat it as an investment strategy mixed with art and science, which structures customers' portfolio according to the risk associated with each investment asset class and fulfilling the needs and goals of the customer. So this is.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but could you turn the presentation on, because we're still only on the first slide. So if there's a presentation to go with it, it would be really helpful if we could see that.
Presentation is not coming?
No, we're still on the first slide.
We need to put it on a slideshow, if you don't mind, and proceed. Yes.
Just a minute. Still, I'm the first presentation? First slide?
Yes. You should put it on the slideshow and move it as you proceed. Sorry for that.
Now it is coming?
You have to share again, I think, Dr. Pradeep. You have to, it is coming, but it should be on a presentation. It will be enlarged a little bit for the audience to see better.
Yeah, that is why I...
Another option, Pradeepji, is to convert it to PDF if presentation doesn't work.
Just a minute.
Yeah, slideshow.
Yeah, is it coming now?
Not yet.
If the size of the presentation is high, definitely the errors can come up like this.
Now?
It's the first slide. Greetings and hearty welcome to all. That's the slide we're seeing now. I mean, if it's not working on enlarge, you cannot enlarge it. That you can just keep it like this, but you move the slides if you.
Okay.
Oh, excellent. Now we can see it. Now, excellent.
Agenda
for next. Yeah, we can see agenda for next 60 minutes, and the size is excellent. That's what we look for. Yes, excellent. Moving.
Okay, so I'll again just repeat it. Extremely sorry. It would have pointed out earlier. I would have finished it. Anyway.
Yeah, we've sent a note, but it's okay. We didn't want to interrupt you. It's okay. It's okay. You may proceed, Doctor.
Okay. So this, I just I'll give a 60 seconds on this. So this we spoke about the post-COVID normal, new normal. the cleaner, more digital, more competitive, very different. And I'm sure if you align our supply chain, this will provide us more better opportunities also. This is what we spoke, and then we try to tell you about the new normal of business world is going to be the mix of art and science. And that art, probably if you find, which I was talking about, this will bring you and give you a unique presentation methods, which has to be the mix of art and science. Art, which always talk about the emotions to sell is an art. I'll just excuse me, if anywhere if you find my slides are not matching with my words, then please stop me there itself so that I can correct.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you. So that is mix of art and science. So emotions to sell is going to be the art, and logic to sell is going to be the science. So this is what I'm prepared today's presentation. Also, my presentations will be a mix of art and science. It's not about only emotions which can be pushed for the insurance business. Now there is a science also has to be involved, and there is a need. It has to be a mix of both. Now, since as I was here, that customer is looking for an advice, which can be a good advice and a bad advice. But it's again the subjectivity or based on the financial planning impartial advice. But customer genuinely is looking for real advice in this world. And that real advice, which I coined, is in the form of financial pyramid. So this pyramid, if you can see this pyramid, there is a 5 level. The ground floor, first floor, and second floor is again covered with another triangle, and this is what is required in real financial planning where we have been working. High growth and speculation generally comes in when you are meeting with the client for asset allocations for a high SNI, super SNIs for business expansions and speculations. For a financial planning point of view, the protection has to be broadest and strongest. That is the first part, and it has to be foundations. Then has to be the risk-free growth. You find LIC International coming in first 2 level, which has to be the first. After that, you can go in the 3rd level. This is how the asset allocation should happen. But generally, we find in the market, people start earning, they directly jump on the 3rd floor without thinking about the ground floor and the first floor. So this is just a method. Science has to be addressed to the customers, which I personally see this is an investment strategy that structures the portfolio of a client based on their risk, goal, need with a different asset class. So if you see the real where we have been discussing about, and we as a financial planner in this financial industry, we must discuss this to the client, how your asset allocations will be derived at least on this. If you see the foundations part, there are protections, and that is indispensable in this world. And that, when after post-COVID and new normal, we have started talking about the essential asset class of your financial planning, and that is what the protection is. Health insurance, disability, life insurance, debt management, emergency fund. This has to be in one of the agenda of your planning whenever you sit with any client for investment, because customer generally ask for insurance, any investment advisor or financial advisor to come and talk about investments. They never talk about the insurance has to be primarily from our advice. Then comes to again the saving parts, and I'm sure this everybody from short term to long term we take it forward with a different need of the customer. But I only wanted to add it here, friends. This part is wherever there is a predictable events which has been predicted in advance has to be mostly 60 to 70% has to be planned with the guaranteed and low risk of investments, and then comes to the investments over and above excess of when the first 2 floors are planned. But what is the best investment strategy? Friends, it's nothing called the best investment strategy. It's always mixed asset class, risk, return, and goal. So LIC also has a very strong share in some of the part where we can have a mix of best investment strategy profile distributions to your customer in this market also. Let us see some market potential and how I am getting convinced that this pyramid is the need of the time. So I'll give you some of the examples today, friends. New normal, after new normal happened, if you see in this world, there has been increasing inflows of fund in bank deposits, in bonds and debentures. You find in mutual funds, equity market. All this indicates that people are looking towards all available options to park their surplus funds. They are not going, and again, this all depends upon the low risk return, low risk, low return to high risk, high return. So when we distribute the asset class, it has to be mix of this. Then, apart from the new normal, there is also again a new certainty, the market uncertainty which is coming in the market, and what clients are looking for. Some various statistics and eye-opening data is available in the market today. If you see, the clients are looking for a guaranteed return of plan, and if not, low risk of investment plan also has to be one of the portfolio. I'm not saying every client is looking only for guarantee. No, I don't agree on that, and never I recommend any client to go for 100% of their investment savings in guarantee part, because that will give you low return, that will not beat your inflations. But there has to be some part which has to be guarantee and low risk of investments. They are also looking for a security of a capital. They do not want that any fine morning when there's such pandemic occurs like last year, March, April, we should lose 40% of our entire capital. So that also should not occur. They are also looking for a competitive returns, not a very greedy returns. You can't see the returns which has happened in last 1 year in equity market, when the market fallen like a rock in March and then now showing 100% growth. This is not a sustainable return. Every customer should understand that. They can't expect to 2021 to 2022 is the same return. So competitive means based on scientific principles. Also, customer is looking for a liquidity of funds at convenience. It should not be a loss making. Friends, all this is available under the umbrella of LIC Internationals. Not only this, the recent study is coming which has changed in new normal's customer investment strategy. This data, a couple of days back has been published, and today Gulf News also has covered one of the article on this. This says there is a sharp 14% increase in retirement planning of a customer. Customer is looking for 18% increase in the demand of a guaranteed plans or low risk of investment planning in their portfolio they wanted to have. There is a sharp rise of demand of 40% increase in the sale of life insurance or endowment plans or any plan which offers a guaranteed planning for child educations or retirements. And friends, fourth one is a very, very eye-opening, 70% increase in the term insurance requirements. Friends, why all these are happening? Because people have started seeing the fear in front of their eyes. If you see the real world, and in nutshell, I'll tell you, hardly 3 to 4% people have died due to COVID. Less than 1%, if you based on the country, if you see here, less than 1% people have died due to COVID. But there are more than 5% people have died without COVID also. So the COVID, even if you are not having COVID, insurance value or the value of continuity of income has increased. Friends, all this is available with LIC International, also one of the portfolio. This is news you must have seen in today's newspaper. Shocked by deaths, youngsters rush to purchase a life insurance policies. And when I have interviewed many of millennial customers less than 30 years of age, they didn't have any insurance policy. Even if they have, they are not parents have taken on the name of him. He immediately, the moment he start earning, start investing in equities and mutual funds or any fund-based products. Friends, this is not a financial planning which we generally talk about. LIC, we offer a two kind of product. Conventional way, you can pay lump sum and you can pay for a regular investment of systematic planning. So all variety of schemes we have. As of now, we are, I can tell you with the sense of authority today, we are the one of the best company here in this market who have a different segments plan and have an exclusive schemes in this market, which is unmatched in my segment. 7 new plans post BOD 49 we have launched, in which there is 2 regular saving plans, 1 child education plans, and 2 guaranteed annuity plans, which I'll be talking today. There is 2 single premium for short-term need of the plan. Out of 7 plans, 5 plans are guaranteed return plans and 2 in which the 100% capital guarantee we offer and then assure return also providing. We recently launched a very new plan, which is one of the best scheme in the market, I can tell you, and we are getting plenty of overwhelming response in last just a launch of more than 20 days. The flow of pre-BOD has started. This is what I can tell you in one line. I'll just summarize the plan, new arrivals. I'm not going detail on that, so we'll take another sessions on detail of the plan. We have term 10-year and above saving plans, which is a systematic plans of 262 plan number, offering 100% capital guarantee of fund along with risk in asset value based on market returns for various term. Average annual return is more than 3% in today's market, and still when the investment yield will increase, it may go to 4% also. We have a child education plan which offers the guaranteed amount of child education at the age from 18 to 23. And we kept the same guaranteed bonus which we were offering in the old scheme. So these are two systematic investment plan is one of the popular in this market. We have the best FD scheme which is known for the LIC. 5 years, we still give 1.70% guaranteed. Minimum investment is 35,000. Those who park their money in FCNR and FDs, they can get a high return here. And we have a 9-year FD which gives 2.5% return in today's term. I'll give you some data to make a science, utilizing science, that this is one of the best return in the market for short term also. I'll be conducting in next session all these plans in the new arrival, especially the guaranteed capital plan and assure return very shortly, maybe second fortnight if Nabilji give us a slot for us. So today's agenda is basically, I'm coming to the point is what's plan for retirement. So before coming to my plan, let us understand which plans we have. We have two different plans, single premium plans, immediate pensions and deferred pensions. And I'll tell you before the start of this plan details, we are the only company who has this kind of product. No company in this market is having, no banks is also having this product unmatched. So let us understand in that uniqueness, unique way. We have one plan 259, which is immediate pension, that is offering, that day Mr. Ashokji was talking about that. So this offers 2.63% for entire life. And there are various options also that can give you 5% return also. But if you're not looking for capital. So it is available for all nationalities, not even Indians. Every nationalities can take this plan. And we have a deferred annuity that gives a defer period of minimum 3% to 5%. And also your capital of 105 to 110% return of capital. So 100% protection of capital as well as a very high return, not for 1 year of more than 50, 60 years of guaranteed returns. So before coming to the plan, friends, why retirement planning is important today? So something which you understand, and when you are in the market, you will be finding these things are changing, and even not changing, you must include these presentations in your discussion points. Friends, living too long is risk undersecured. The life expectancy of work has increased 5 years during 2000 to 2015, and we are in 2021. Remember, friends, if you were born in 1900, you had a pretty good chance of dying before 50th birthday. But today, it's not like that. 85 plus population is projected to increase by 315% between 2010 to 2050, compared to 188% for populations above 65 years in today's world. I'll give you United Arab Emirates average life expectancies today is more than 78 years, which is the official data. And if you consider most of the expat population is more than 80 years also in today's world. And that is, if you see the person who is now in 40s and 50s, there are pretty good chances of surviving till 85 years of age. If you see the real statistics of United Arab Emirates last year consolidated figure, in which age group, how many populations are rising. If you see from 30 to 50, we have the largest populations of data in millions we have in this markets, and this is our prospects, friends. This is our market where we are leveraging our financial portfolio. So this we must understand in this part. So this is basically the population of age group and on a hierarchy of United Arab Emirates, male and female. If you see here, this is the prospects. Now, are you going to live up to 100 years? You must be wondering why I'm asking this question, because after 100 years, how will it look like? I'm sure you if you look like this. So are you prepared to live longer? If live longer, then friends, who is going to take care of you? If yes, then you must ask today, who is going to take care of you? Is your friends, your kids, who has been settled different part of the world, or you have to plan something very meticulously so that your expenses are being taken care of. So what can be the retirement strategy? That day, I think Mr. Ashokji was talking about, and we discussed at length when I met him personally, and when I narrated the definition of retirement, and that I have been talking about for the last 5-6 years to various platforms. retirement means having income every month without having to think what happens to my asset class. So if you distribute your retirement investment in a different asset class, you must remember that on a first day of the month, the amount which you receive for your retirement should not having any iota of any stress in your mind. I don't know what happened to the asset class next month. So you can't, this you must understand. But again, the question comes, is everything has to be put in that asset class? No. So there are two expenses involved in retirement planning, friends. One is fixed expenses and one is variable expenses. I personally recommend to a client a correct strategy to secure your fixed expenses, which is fixed even if you earning, not earning, this is fixed expenses after retirement has to be through guaranteed return asset class plan. Not a risk-based plan like you have seen the story of Franklin, which has been penalized heavily from Indian market because that debt market was purely giving 29,000 crores, 29 trillion in terms of amount was parked for retirement benefits, and that has been withheld in one day and nobody was able to take even a single penny from that. So friends, this has to be planned with the fixed expenses. Now, what can be the fixed expenses? So when we're looking for fixed expenses, this has to be through a fixed income planning in your retirement corpus. Annual average, if I have seen in the UAE data that say 2018-19 data, slightly it will increase today, but average annual expenditure consumers age 65 plus today is a fixed expenses that consist of housing, transportation, healthcare, food, utilities. This is minimum required to live your happy life. Minimum average $50,000 to $60,000 is required in this market. So how this will be distributed, friends, in different category? Mostly in housing is a very high cost here, then transportation, healthcare, food, utilities, public service. See, slightly percentage will differ here and there based on your physical conditions, or somebody may have more healthcare expenditures, but somebody is very physically fit, so they may have less healthcare expenditure, but average cost is distributed in this way. This is a minimum fixed expenses you require. And there one data also says that 7 of 10 retirees in UAE rely on personal savings or investment as a source of income. So remember, if you have created a wealth and for retire for next 25 years, you have to dig the same wealth for your utilization of fixed expenses, friends. Your capital will erode day by day, and one day you may live up to 100 years, but capital will be finished. So there has to be something where there has to be some planning which will bring the attributes for fixed income asset class. So what can be, what I personally recommend to client, that when you're looking for a fixed investment asset class, it has to be 100% guarantee. People talk about SWP through mutual fund, you can withdraw. I don't agree. Mutual funds, always it is right, but not mutual fund is not only right asset class. That is what I wanted to tell. There is a 100% guarantee has to be from fixed income. There has to be 100% security of your capital, not even an iota of doubt has to be there at every month or every news has come and then your asset class is getting disturbed. If you see, the competitive return also has to be there. It should not be that you are getting very low return and your capital is guaranteed. Then there is no point going on the guaranteed investments. And fourth, friends, liquidity of capital is also very, very important, because when you retire, there may be emergency situations of any kind may arise and you can't withhold that I can't take out my money because it has been locked because I was getting some return. Okay, so friends, all this is available under LIC's new scheme, which I'm going to talk about in due course. So friends, and I'll tell you one thing, you should know this part. Who provides the guaranteed fixed income for whole life in UAE? It's no company other than LIC International. So let us talk about those plans. So presenting, friends, LIC's annuity schemes, we have a guaranteed income plan. The plan table number is 259 and 260. I'm sure many of you are already aware of this plan. This is a non-linked, non-participating single premium annuity plan, where immediate annuity and deferred annuity is having two options. Immediate means you pay today, from next month the annuity starts, and defer, you can choose the defer period from some years to some years that you can start with. So I'll talk about first on the immediate annuity plans. The plan name is New Immediate Annuity Plan. Table number is 259. This you must be seeing the illustration. So I'm coming directly to the topic to make you understand. If somebody's age is 50, if you see here 50 years of age, there are various options involved in this plan. If you go through the details of the options which is available, I'll just take a couple of minutes here. A, B, C, D, and B having 4 options, and E and F. So if you go through the illustrations, everything is mentioned there, but slightly I'll make you understand here. Option A is for annuity for life. If somebody pays 100,000 today, he is 50 years of age, so we are giving him 4% of annuity rates for the whole life till remaining 50. Let us take 100 years. So 100 years, 50 years of life, he is going to get 4% in US dollar for the whole life. But remember, friends, there is no return of capital. The moment he dies, nothing is paid back to anyone. So this is option A. Option B, we have 4 options: 5, 10, 15, and 20. Let us take 20 years. This means that 20 years your annuity is guaranteed. So even you survive or don't survive, the company will continue giving you annuity that is also coming 3.9%. So let it be 4%. You will continue to get 4% of annuity rates for the whole life and minimum 20 years with guarantee. So I'll give hypothetically 2 examples. If somebody dies before 20 years, so LIC will continue giving that annuity to their nominee or next of kin for remaining period. Like he dies in 10th year, so 10th more year will be provided by LIC. But after 20 years, nothing is paid. And in hypothetically another example, if somebody survives more than 20 years from now, he's surviving till 80. So till 80 years, he'll continue to get the 4%. After that, nothing is paid back. So here there is we are giving some surety of 20%. So his capital is return on that in that part. Then comes D part. I'll be talking C and F later. So D part is the last survivor, means wife and husband, a spouse and self, both can take the policies. We continue to give both the lives till their survival, and after that nothing is paid. Then E is 50% to a spouse. So you take annuity for the whole life, and if you die, then your spouse will also receive 50%, and then nothing is paid. Now here too, C and F, where 100% capital is refunded back to the customer. So if it is giving 2.63%, so you continue to get 2.63% return for the whole life, and when you are no more, your entire capital of 100,000 will be refunded back to the nominee. And in F also, there is a joint life, so husband and wife both can continue to take this policy for 2.64% till survival of both the survival. This will be paid, and after that their kids will be receiving 100,000 back. Friends, this is how the immediate annuities are. So you can have hands-on on the Excel sheets. Probably you will understand the rate and benefits on that. What are certain USPs in this plan, friends? Minimum rate of interest at age 40 is 2.6%, and which is guaranteed not for 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, friends. We are giving guarantee of this return for 60 long years. And especially when we talk about reducing of interest rates in the market, this feels very, very comfortable. Now, number 1. Number 2, entry age is 40, maximum entry age is 75. So you can understand this part to make your prospect list when we discuss on this plan. On the same plan which I was talking about, the all type of annuity. So this has given the 1 million investments, how much annuity annual they are going to get. 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75. Given just an example, you can take a screenshot if you are on in your desktop or mobile, so it will help you to understand. So if you see all the A, B, C, D, this all annuities definition is also mentioned. C and F I am mentioned in pink color, so that in this only option there is a return of capital back. So return of purchase price is paid back to you. So we'll talk about this 2 part. If you see C options, that gives return of purchase price, and F, both the life, husband and wife will receive the guaranteed annuity, and the last, after death of last survivor, family will receive the capital back. So this is how the benefits of these plans are narrated. Now, major USPs in current annuity plans, friends, you try to understand. If you talk about any of the annuity scheme in the world, especially annuities are UK's product. UK has been very, very vocal on this product. You know, any annuity plans of any other foreign countries, there is no option of surrender. You can't come out of the schemes, or your capital is totally locked for the whole life and nothing is paid, and it will be paid to you only in case of death. but we are Indian company. We understand that Indian mindset. So nobody wants to leave this capital to anyone, and any eventuality happens in the life when we plan for retirements. So liquidity we provide in option C and F. In C and F, why? Because capital is protected in that part. So I'll tell you here, after 2 years of 1 year, after completion of 1 year, we give. After 2 years, we provide a special surrender value of 95% of purchase price. Any term, anywhere he can surrender, he gets 95% after 2 years. So let us take, if you are age 50, you take 60 years of age and something you require and you want to come out of the scheme, you surrender an application, submit the application of surrender, you get a 95% back. Anytime it is 95 fixed. There is no increase and decrease on that. Annuity rates, there is another part. If you increase the higher age, lower age, we give a better annuity rates in this plan because we trying to target our UAE market, which is less than 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 years of age for planning for annuities. So this is the nutshell, the USPs of the plans. Joint life have more annuity rather than the single life plan. So if somebody takes joint life, they will get better annuity rates than a single premium life. Now the liquidity surrendered amount, friends, after 2 years onwards, 95% of capital of the premium which is paid. So money is not locked. But generally, friends, I'll tell you, no annuity plan in international market provides this liquidity. Excuse me, Justin. All modes of annuity payments are available. So you can take annuity payments either in monthly mode, quarterly mode, half yearly mode, or yearly mode once payment. Defer also, all the modes of payments are payments based on the convenience of the customers they can take. Now there is a second plan which I was talking about, deferred annuity plans. I will take your questions because I'm not able to see. I don't want to disturb the slide. So I don't want to going to see the chat. So I'll take your all questions at the end of the session. You can write your questions, whatever from immediate annuity in the chat box. I'll take it from there. Second plan is deferred annuity plans. In this plan, friends, we have 3 to 10 years of defer period you can choose. So we have two options, single life and with the spouse. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, any defer options you can choose. Let us take if somebody is 60 years of age, he pays 1 million of premium. So from if you choose 3 years of defer period, it means first 3 years there is no annuity. The moment 3 years is crossed, he will start getting 3% of annuity for the whole life. So this is what 3%. If they choose 4%, 4 years, they will get. Just a minute. So he will get better annuity. So the moment you increase your annuity defer period, you will continue to get a better yield on this. We have a joint life also here, this in which both the life will be getting the annuity one by one. Like first life you get and he dies, then second life will get, and after that the 100% capital will be refunded. Now we are here giving some bonuses also, and in case of death of the capital is not 100%, you will get more than 100%. So what are those benefits? I'll try to cover it here. The minimum age at entry in this plan is 35 years, but pension should start only after 40. So if 35 years candidate wants to join in this deferred annuity, minimum defer period he has to choose is 5 years. Any 5 years after that he can choose. If somebody is already 40 years, he can choose 3 years also. So pension start age is 40 years, but age of entry is 35 years, maximum is 70 years. Minimum rate of guarantee at interest 40 is 2.93% per annum, guaranteed for almost 60 years for 3 years defer. Defer period is 3 to 10 years. The rate is increasing with age and defer period. This is what the nutshell, friends. What benefits, if you see the calculations here, for 40 age that we talked about, 60 if you take, this is the 40 age of calculation for single life is 40 age. You can take a screenshot to understand 100,000 gives how much annuity on this. So what are the benefits in this plans? During survival, defer annuity, defer after deferment period. So 3 years you choose the period. So after 3 years, annuity is paid for the whole life. On death, during defer period, so first 3 years if he dies, then total premium which he pay plus every year 1% additional guaranteed addition is paid. Suppose he choose 5 years of defer period and he dies in the 4th year, so he will get 104% of capital in case of death. After defer period, Anytime between, if you choose a deferred period of 3 to 5 years, so he will get 105% of premium. And if you choose a deferred period of 6 to 10, then he get 110% of premium in case of death after deferment period. So let us take, if somebody takes 5 years of deferred period and he is died in the 6th year, so he will get 105%, but whatever annuity is paid is not deducted in the premium. So this has to be very, very clear. Annuity is just an extra, it is not deducted. And if somebody chose 6 years of deferred period, he has taken 10 years of annuities and he died, then he get 110% of the premium. This is for single life. Similarly, with a joint life also, this I am giving you the screenshots of the same illustrations. When you go back to the illustration sheet, you will read it. You will find everything is very, very clear there. So if deferment period is 5 years or less, he gets 105%, and if deferment period is more than 5%, he gets 110%. So this is a joint life. Same benefit after deferment period and before deferment period. If he dies before, then 1% every year completion he gets extra other than premium. And if both the life died, then if deferred period is 3 to 5, he gets 105, and if deferred period is 6 to 10, he get 110% of premium. Now, some marketing point you see, based on different deferred period, I have given fixed age of 50 years. If you choose 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, his interest rates, how it is rising. So this sheet you can utilize for your marketing for 1 million of investments. If you pay 1 million, you take a 10 years of deferred period, you get a 40,000 after 10, you will start getting 4% of annuity for the whole life. And if you die, 110% will be paid to you. So, and this all amount, whatever it is mentioned here, is 100% guaranteed. Then similarly for joint life also, you start from 2.93, almost 3 to 3.82%, and this is also a guarantee. Friends, major change in this current annuity plans is, here also surrender after completion of 1 year, guaranteed surrender value is 95% of purchase price. But here we have given some additional option, that if somebody choose a deferred period more, he will get better guaranteed pension, guaranteed surrender value, and based on that some chart is prepared. So we are coming to the chart which will give you the very clear indications, and this you can take a screenshot for your understanding. If somebody choose a 3 years deferred period and after pension starts, he wants to surrender, he will get 96% of premium paid and nothing, pension will be stopped, and whatever pension has been paid will not be refunded back, will not be deducted, sorry, it will not be deducted from the pay. Whatever paid is paid, 100, it is fixed, but after 3 years, anytime he surrenders, it's not about if he taken 3 years deferred period, but he surrenders after 10 years, how much he is going to get, he will get only 96%. 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, this is a deferred period. So whatever deferred period you choose, like you choose a 6 years of deferred period, and after you taking pension for 10-15 years and you want to surrender, you will get 100.5%. It means almost total capital is protected, friends. And first of all, you try to understand, you must, many of conventional consultant will be thinking, no, 4% has gone. Friends, how much cost is involved in this? We are not deducting clawback here. We are not having anything which is involved in this plan cost reductions. We are parking fund for a very long term. If somebody believes that 3%, 4% return is less today, is good today, but maybe 5 years down the line, it may be less, you can come out of the scheme. You are losing hardly 1 or 2 years of your interest, but that too have a protections for the whole life. So, and we are giving the facility of withdrawal. No annuity schemes provides this facility in this market or any other market of the world also. Indian people prefers to have that surrender facility options available. Very few we are coming for surrender, but this options is there, so you'll always have a liquidity with you in your hand. So if somebody surrenders after taking 10 years of deferred period, he gets 110% of premium paid. So friends, this gives a very beauty in that. Remember friends, the objective of this plan and to giving the liquidity facility under the surrender value under a dire circumstances is just not to encourage surrender, but as if to just defer it from fixed deposit scheme and make it very meaningful to the customer that whenever they are in need of money, the fund is not blocked. He can come out of the schemes by just losing a penny, which I consider when you're looking for a long term of investments. So friends, what are the USPs we summarized here? First of all, it's one-time investment in USD, not in INR or any other currency. So USD, considering to be a guaranteed return of more than 3%, I personally believe is one of the best in today's market. That is number one. Number two, guaranteed income in USD for a very, very long time. It's not a very short term. You may tend to get a very good return, but a very, very long time in a, assigning their fixed investment cost with these schemes will give you another angle on this. Two options, immediate and deferment. So if young people doesn't want pension now, so he can take a defer period, at least he can secure his guaranteed income for a long time after 10 years. Multiple annuity options we have shown. Guaranteed addition also giving during defer periods. 35 to 75 is a wide spectrum of age group. Spouse as a joint life is giving an emotional love, sharing of care and to each other. Death benefits and payment options we have also provided. There is a surrender facility which makes this unique in this market, friends. Friends, this is individual schemes, not a company schemes. Friends, now the selling has to be smarter on this plan. You can't sell this plan of 15,000, 20,000. Minimum premium is $15,000, but you can't go on investment for $15,000, $20,000 of getting $100 pension. It has to be in a millions. You have to think in big customers here. Always look for 1 million of sales. I'll tell you why it is required now and why big presentations will help you in this. When I personally believe your quotation should not be less than 1 million. What are the business opportunities you are around? If you are going through the news of this market, friends, Dubai, being a federal government, has come out of the scheme of retiring Dubai scheme 2 years back. And after pandemic, this post-pandemic, the world is looking at UAE as a retirement place to live their life. So bring their capital here, invest it and get it. So investment means which company will give them the guaranteed return for the whole life? That is Dubai. Now, Mr. John is in Abu Dhabi. He must be wondering why Abu Dhabi is not that kind. Abu Dhabi is much, much faster because I stayed there. Retire in Dubai has been an opportunity. Now, the government of Abu Dhabi has come out is thrive in Abu Dhabi. That is also a long-term visa which will give you just like a notional citizenship that empowers you to live your happy life in this country with your families and have a, the roots are in a best country where your family or kids can grow. So this is the second, most of the Bollywood celebrities have started getting a 10 years visa and they have started shifting from Mumbai to this place to have the retirement planning going. Friends, if you see the real news which has come recently, Dubai named among top second home hospitals for multi-millionaires. So those who are having plenty of money, they are coming back to Dubai as their favorite second home. Latest data showing that at least 33,000 high net worth individuals based in other countries, they have purchased second home in Dubai in last couple of years. And when the realty price is going down, many of the newcomers are coming and joining. So what can be the target group, friends, for immediate annuity for you? Retiring persons without pensions, especially if you see most of the high HNI clients, they are retiring and they're looking for pension in USD. LIC always has a chance to promote, to push their own scheme. And if you look for your clients, and I'm sure many of the vibrant consultant in this group will getting an idea about the customer from where you can get this kind of product. Doctors, engineers, architects, contractors, businessmen, active person, innovations, scientists, many of the person who have been working different part of the world are now coming back to UAE to settle down and enjoy their retirement life. Persons getting big compensation on any ground, that is the best to push this immediate annuity plan. Retired pensioners kept their money in bank FDs and saving accounts. Just find out how much they earn in this income. I'll come to the fact check now. So joint life pension aspirants. Then again, the joint life, if you see the minimum age group between, you have a defer period of 10 years, defer period with the highest guarantee returns. Same young doctors, engineers, architects, working in a different social field can choose for deferred annuities. Persons near to retirement with deferred annuity options to get a higher rates. This is what, but the truth is, friends, I personally believe our annuity yield and return is still much more higher than any market instrument. I'm saying with sense of all authority. But the point is, when I say you will not agree or you will try to agree with the partial notion. So let us have a fact check. I always add science into it. I don't want only my speech here. Let us have what is a sure return fact check USD in current market. Do you find still it's less? So let us have the understanding of last 15-20 years. See the last 10 years of treasury rates, because when any customer invest in US dollar schemes or any of the fund advisor talked about US dollar investments, they always relate the federal and treasury rates with the market to understand the future prospects and how the current rates are, whether it is in a guaranteed form, assured form, how risk is, or what is the spread of risk on that. Last 3 years, if you see, there has been volatility and sharp reductions from 3% of return in early 2019 and late 2018 to coming down to less than 0.5% in 2020. So there is a sharp default fall in the interest rates over in USD treasury rates. So this is 3 years experience. This is a 5 years experience, friends. If you see from 16 to 21, there had been less, then increased sharply. So people have start believing that we'll continue to get the same return for the whole life. No, those who invested my old scheme, which was offering 4% guaranteed, they are still getting 4% for the immediate annuity. So this is what the beauty of that. Friends, 9th March 2020 was the lowest yield of 0.499% of federal rates. And why I'm talking this? Because these treasury rates give us an indication that nearby that your risk and returns will be flowing. This is 5 years. I'm giving you 15 years of experience. If you see how the interest rates are moving ahead, and when you thinking for a long term of investments, retirement of investments for 40 years, 50 years of planning, this 10-year treasury from 2007 to 2020, you see the return of 5% has come down to 0.4%, 0.45, almost 5%. There is slightly increase, but this is not because of any other reason. This is all because of the return which we are getting based on 2303. Based on the profile of vaccinations and COVID recovery and COVID. So this 15 years experience. Let us see the 30 years yield, friends. If you see the latest 30 years yield in last 1 year, if you go on investments, we get a 1.8% of US rates. So this is how this says the long term also interest rates are going to be very, very stabilized. But I don't say, the data say the future projections for next 35 years, friends, this says this modeling has adopted that return will be less than 2%. Federal rates, the future projections, they say the future, even if you slightly increase in the interest rates, but 11 of 18 officials has predicted that lower rates will continue to 2023. And you must have seen 2 days back, Gulf News also, they also talked about US federal expected to stand its ground despite rising inflations. And even if there is a slight increase in inflations, they will control, because from 0.5, they will reach to 1 and 1.5. Friends, this indicates the world market is going to continue to have the lower returns for the longer term. Now, what about the Indian market instrument? Because most of the Indian clients who invest in FCNR investments, friends, as of now, if you see the today's FCNR rates, which is 12th June latest, I can tell you, and you'll be surprised to see there are banks which is giving almost zero return, not for recently, for last 1 year. Kotak Mahindra Bank and SDFC Bank, ICICI, IndusInd Bank, which is most of the favorite many people are looking for, now they are offering 0.90% for 5 years. So what I mean to say here, friends, if you see the good quality bank, real truth is they are giving almost 0%. Axis, ICICI, the big banks are giving less than 1% for 5 years in FCNRs. And why I said when we give 1.7% for 5-year FCNR, that is highest. This says this is the highest in today's market, all due to uncertainty of future USD markets. But LIC International is still continue to offer a very high return in fixed and assured return segments. We have seen the world. We have seen the Indian instruments. Now let us see the UAE market. Mostly UAE market is regulated with the EIBOR rates. IBOR rates, if you see there, this is May data and this is the June latest data. This June latest data says the rate of interest in Emirates inter-offered bank rate is 0.4%. It is 0.5%. Means less than 0.5% is the rate of interest on this market. So friends, I'm just trying to see how this Emirates inter-offer banks affecting the UAE bank FD's interest rates. If you see Emirates NBD Bank, This is basically, if you see, in a various term, Emirates NBD banks gives a return which is. Can you please tell me? Are you getting? Hello.
Yeah, sorry, Dr. Pradeep. What's your question?
Yeah, are you listening? Am I audible?
Yes. Yeah, we're following.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So this is, you see the latest privileged banking rates of Emirates NBD Bank. I'm just giving, there is no disclosure, just to make you understand how the current rates in bank FDs in these markets are having almost zero, and if you are having for a long-term investments, it's 0.2%, 0.5% in AED and USD 0.3% maximum. ADCB is giving 0.3% is maximum these days for 5 years. Iraq Bank is almost same rate. See, the foreign banks in these rates are also very almost like zero. So if you want to keep in dollars, they will not charge you money, but they will not offer you for a long term. So reality, friends, is banks rates are less than 1 to 0%, FCNRs are less than 1%, huge uncertainty of interest rates. Low interest rates is next decadal future, which is and recent Bloomberg data has said that by 2030 also interest rate will not increase more than 1.5% to 2%. So this says that if anything which we get in more than 3% from LIC, I think it is a very competitive rates in today's world. So this is about, and returning NRIs, fam, there are Indian clients who invest here, and there is a taxation rules applicable on this. I would refer to my blog and exclusive session, different part on this. So this is just another examples of objections from this plan also comes in market. So you can refer my blog on this, so you'll be understanding on that. Friends, to keep it simple, let it be any plan in the market, actions changes things. And this is required from all of us here. We are the financial advisors, so we should be influencer in the market. So one-to-one has to be dealt with the clients with the asset allocations with this plan. So I keep it here for your questions and answers. I hope I add some values with these presentations, and when I get an opportunities with other schemes, saving schemes, popular schemes, we'll love to interact once again. So thank you very much. Happy sailing. Just one slide. You can write down my mobile number. My office landline number. Mobile is very important because I wanted to have anything where your new business is concerned, not an operational job. I think operational back office is taking care. Wherever you feel through marketing, I can add values to it. Some of the person who is from Abu Dhabi, they know how I had been working with them. So you can take benefit of that. Sometimes I don't pick the call because I'm heading the entire country. So slightly busy, you can send me on WhatsApp. I'll come back to you for whatever solutions I can offer to you. So thank you very much. I hope you have taken this presentations in a right spirit. Now open to the questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pradeep. Thank you so much. Was very nice and very informative. I really appreciated. Colleagues, just to ensure we do things in orderly manner, can we have show of hands who has questions, please? If you have questions, please show of hands would help. Yeah, this is the right forum to ask the questions. Anyone? Is it clear, everything?
If there is no questions, I would like to have some feedback also.
Yes, exactly. So colleagues, either a question or a feedback would really be appreciated. What do you think about the plan? What do you think about the plan? It could be any feedback. Dr. Pradeep will accept.
Yeah.
Any feedback, please? Yes. Go ahead, John. Go ahead. Sharian.
Yeah, it's an absolutely great opportunity to hear LIC's plans again. And in this challenging times, LIC is offering almost 3%. It's a great opportunity to pitch in front of client. So I urge all of us to talk to our clients, at least to have a guaranteed option in the kitty. At the same time, as Pradeep ji mentioned, he's a very approachable person. Please approach to him directly always is helpful, and I vouch on that. All the best, guys. Thank you
so
Pradeep
much
ji. It's a wonderful presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Janji.
Very good. Any other feedback? Feedbacks are welcome. Any feedback? Any questions? All good? All good? So if there's no questions, Dr. Pradeep, maybe we will arrange for another session in the near future, if possible.
Yeah, I'm ready. You can ask, I think the coordinator is, I forgot, it's Maurice, I think.
Maurice, yeah, our coordinator.
So Maurice, I request to send the available slot, future slot, so I can just schedule. I wanted to have one session on the new plans which has launched recently and been very popular. And saving schemes, post BOD 49, except ESCA and Jumbo. LIC has come up with a very, very good scheme in the market. Direct salesperson and other brokers have taken it very, very good investments. I would like to have a sellability of that plan in a better way. So
no problem.
If you can arrange as early as possible, it will be a pleasure of mine.
No problem. We'll reach out to you shortly and we'll arrange all of this.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, everyone is saying thank you. Thank you for presenting. Very informative session. Colleagues, we will be sharing with you the recording. And as usual, this is for recording. It's just for training purposes. If you want to really listen to it at your convenience in the weekend to, have all the...
Send it to me also. Sorry, Mr. Lavin. You can send it to me also. I also just...
Yes. Maurice will be sharing it with you. Absolutely. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Pradeep. Thank you for LIC. Happy selling, I might say. Happy selling.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
Bye, everybody.